Hello and welcome to this edition of African View with me, Yodita Adamasu. In this edition, we are going to discuss about nutrition. How are we eating? Are we eating healthy, especially in this corona season? We have to focus on our eating habits. To discuss with me about nutrition and our eating habits, I'm joined by Dr. David. He's a nutritionist.
I'm more a public health consultant and health researcher.
Health researcher with Shala Wellness Center.
Right.
Thank you for coming, sir.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me.
Shall we start with the concept of nutrition? When we say nutrition, what is the science behind it?
Yeah, first of all, let's put two very important questions here. First of all, why do we eat? Yeah, why do we eat? Survive. Yeah. But in most of the cases, we really eat, for satiety and for enjoyment, entertainment. But, we have to eat for strength and health. So whenever we talk about nutrition, really, I want to quote the father of medicine, Hippocrates, who once said, let food be your medicine and medicine be your food. So we have to see it that way, really. Food is medicine, not less than, other, prescription medicine, even better. Yeah, it can help us prevent and even reverse chronic degenerative disease. We have got wealth of research on that. So we have to eat for strength and health. So the basic thing here is, whenever we talk about nutrition, let's differentiate between the macronutrients and the micronutrients. The macronutrients written with M-A-C-R-O, macronutrients are carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. For sure, we need that to survive. But the micronutrients, which we usually neglect, are the vitamins, the minerals, and the so-called the phytonutrients. Yeah, there, we've got a wealth of research, and we know that by adding micronutrients to our diet, we can really prevent many diseases and even reverse.
Okay, so how do we do that? What kind of eating habits should we follow?
Yeah, that's a very interesting question, yeah? So, what I usually endorse is, whole food plant-based diet. So as much as possible, we have to minimize our intake of animal products, yeah? Okay. Especially, meat, cheese, eggs, all those things, Because, first of all, animal products, they don't have, those micronutrients like vitamins, minerals, and phytonutrients, and they're rich in saturated fat and animal protein. Now, we know, according to the research we have now, the more you take animal, even protein, yeah, you get, you'll be prone to get chronic degenerative diseases or lifestyle-related diseases. For example, like cancer, cardiovascular heart disease, diabetes, hypertension, and as you know, obesity is also becoming an issue. So we have to focus mainly on fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and the spices we have. Okay,
so we can also get proteins from vegetables, right?
For sure.
We don't have to depend on animals only.
For sure. Whenever we talk about proteins, we are talking about the amino acids. So quality amino acids we get from plants, we know. Let's take, for example, an elephant as an example. From where does an elephant get its protein?
Yeah, it's vegetables.
Yeah, that's true. And if we see, the strongest or the longest living animals, they are more vegetarians. So the more we focus on whole food, plant-based diet, I think the healthier we get, and the easier it is to reverse even chronic degenerative diseases.
But when it comes to convincing or reaching out to Ethiopian society, that's really kind of intertwined with meat and meat products. How can we change? For example, if a person is really attached to meat products, if he does not eat meat, they would think I haven't eaten because shiro is not some people consider it's not really fulfilling.
It's not
kind of
good,
food.
huh?
Yeah, they would say that. So what do you say? What do you say to that?
Yeah, it's all about, raising awareness, yeah? So the more we do raise awareness, yeah, among the general population, as you do now in your program, the more people get conscious, yeah? So it's about awareness. Knowledge is power. The more we know and the more we have the possibilities to implement our knowledge, then it gets easier. So it all begins with raising awareness among the general public.
Okay, the other question is, they would say an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Is it some kind of metaphoric, or is it literally an apple a day? Does it keep the doctor away?
It's very true, We've got, especially on the apple skin, on the peel, we've got many phytonutrients which can help prevent cancer. We've got a lot of research on that as well. So there's a lot of truth in that. An apple a day keeps the doctor away.
So we have to start eating apple every day.
Yeah, again, it also depends on the price,
Yeah,
we have
really
to bring the
expensive.
price a little bit.
It's really expensive.
Yeah.
Okay, the other question that I have for you is vitamins. They say that they don't last longer, so you have to consume them every day. Vitamins, for example, vitamin C, it has to be consumed every day for it to be effective.
Yeah.
Is it a myth or a truth?
Well, when it comes to vitamin C, especially vitamin C, our body cannot produce vitamin C as if, other animals can produce, vitamin C. But we, humans, we cannot. So in that case, we have to ingest, we have to get vitamin C with our food. Yeah, that's the only point. So with the citrus fruits and, vegetables and potatoes, they've got, vitamin C. So we have to get it from outside, for we cannot produce vitamin C in our body.
That's good. Related to vitamin C also, we get vitamin C from vegetables. When we cook them, they say it loses the nutrients. Is it a fact, or how do we cook it, or how do we consume a cabbage, for example, or some other carrots, those kinds of?
Yeah, it's true. Whenever we cook, the interesting thing is whenever we use fire to prepare our food, we lose the vitamins. We can also lose a certain amount of the minerals. So that's why, when we cook it in a water, for sure we can, reuse the water. But with vitamin C, we have to be careful. The more we cook it, the more we lose. So in general, that's one of the problems. Food is energy, food is information, yeah? So a plant grows, getting the sunlight, and then, it's that energy that we eat. The electrons, it's living molecules, yeah? But when we cook our food, then we lose it. So if possible, it's better to steam. And if we steam also, we can lose about 40% of the enzymes. So, and use the water again.
Okay, the steamed water.
The steamed water, yeah.
What about if we cook it sealed, with a sealed pot or something, without the water evaporating? If we cook it, is that a possibility that we won't lose as much vitamin from the vegetables?
Yeah, well, it's just the water will condense, and then, if we use the water, I think it's better, especially when it comes to minerals. But with most of the vitamins, like vitamin C, we really will lose it. We'll lose it. Yeah.
That's good. So we talked a lot about vitamins because now it's the COVID-19, it's epidemic, it's spreading all around the world, and in Ethiopia also it's becoming a real problem. So when it comes to that, what kind of food do we need to have in our nutrition?
The food which can help us prevent any disease and even reverse a disease is, whole food plant-based diet. Yeah, let our food be mainly based on fruits, vegetables, whole grain, and if possible, let's eat a live food. The sun energy. The food. Let's eat live food. That's also very important. when it comes to COVID, one of the major problems with COVID is, it also causes inflammation, yeah? So there are foods which promote, enhance inflammation. Those are, again, animal products. To the contrary, there are antioxidants which we get from fruits, vegetables, and whole grain, and those antioxidants help fight the free radicals which cause inflammation. So again, we're back to the root. Again, whole food, plant-based diet. So as much as possible, in order to boost our immune system, make our bodies fit for the COVID, because it's possible. We know about 80% of the people are asymptomatic when it comes to COVID-19. Why? Because the immune system, the innate immune system, it fights the virus. Yeah. So this is the way. This is the way. So unless we focus on our food, again, talking about all those vaccines, all those medication, for me, is a little bit absurd. We have to begin with boosting our immune system, which we can do by eating right, by having a healthy sleep pattern, by exercising, by all those little lifestyle modifications.
Okay, so for a person who has not got COVID or coronavirus, what measures should it do to build its immunity? What kind of food should we eat? And after we have got it, what kind of food do we need to eat?
It remains the same. The foods which help us prevent a disease help us reverse. It's not a different one. So let our food be our medicine. Let's focus on fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and spices, like garlic, ginger, because in garlic we have got allicin, ginger, gingerol, and all those spices we have, yeah. And then at the same time also, exercise. Yes, exercise also very important. Go to bed early and rise earlier. Drinking enough water. All these things are very important. At the same time, sometimes I also advise people to take, nutritional supplements like vitamin D, yeah, and vitamin C with zinc, yeah, in order to prevent, or if people, get also COVID. Also, we've got now different research which shows that, these supplements also help boost the immune system.
Okay. Now, vitamin D is also a concern now that people are staying at home. Usually in our society we get the vitamin D from the sun. Not many people use supplements or tablets like vitamin D. So what do you recommend with that one?
Yeah, that's a very interesting question, because when it comes to we Ethiopians, or we Africans, we're a little bit afraid of the sun. The sun for us is like enemy. So, but I always say the sun is our friend, not our enemy. Two reasons. First of all, we don't want to go out to the sun, and second, this pigment melanin, which gives us, this color, the melanin, it protects the UVB ultraviolet to penetrate. Yeah. So when we compare ourselves, with the light skinned, we have to expose ourselves maybe 3 or 5 times more to the sun in order to get the UVB, the sun ray, and then vitamin D will be produced. Vitamin D hormone will be produced under our skin. Mm-hmm. So, we have to do that. Yeah. If not, supplementation won't replace it, but it will help to supplement our food with vitamin D supplements, 2,000 international units a day, or it can also be 5,000 international units a day.
Okay, but the main important is the sun.
The sun, for sure.
The sun,
yeah.
Get it naturally. So, okay, now you're a nutritionist. My final question is going to be your advice to people. What kind of food or what kind of eating habits should they follow? How many times a day or how many liters a day should they consume for an adult? And when we eat, Is it good to eat fast or to eat really slow? Those kinds of advice, the advice that you give in your practice.
Yeah, okay. First of all, I'm a public health consultant and a health researcher, not directly a nutritionist. But, when it comes to our food, as said, there's nothing, that replaces our food. Yeah? They say you're what you eat. We are what we eat. So it all begins with one cell. Yeah? Every cell needs, nutrients in order to do its work correctly. So as much as possible, my advice is, I've been, talking about this since I came back from abroad, the last 7-8 years. Our food should consist mainly of fruits, vegetables, and whole grains and spices. As much as possible, let us reduce our animal food intake, like meat, cheese, eggs, all those things, We have to be careful there. And then, when it comes to water, we don't have to be thirsty to drink water, yeah? So thirst by itself is, it's a sign that, your body's crying for water. So let's drink enough water, at least, 10 glasses of water, yeah? Let's have a healthy sleep pattern, yeah? And when it comes to our food, let's take time and enjoy our food, not in a rush. Yeah, these things are very important. Smaller steps will make a huge difference.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. David. Well, you have heard Dr. David. We have to take care of our body. We have to consume as much vegetables and whole grain food as possible and minimize the animal products, like you have said. So in this COVID-19 season, we have to take care of our health. We have to drink properly. We don't have to wait till we are thirsty to drink. We have to have a certain schedule or certain intervals where we have to drink water, consume water, and focus on the food that we eat, especially vitamin C and the spices that you have said are vital. So anything else that you'd like to say?
I think that's all. I think we've said it all. Thank you very much.
Said it all. Thank you, doctor, for coming here, sharing this information with us. I'm sure in the future you will come and give us some more interesting information on the food that we eat and how we can better improve our health. So thank you very much for joining us in this edition of African View. Our sponsor for today was Mado Hotel. We thank them very much. Until next time, I'm Yudit Admasu along with the African View crew. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you.